As our nation celebrated Independence Day this weekend, there is still a lingering concern in Arkansas about COVID-19, specifically the increased spread of the new Delta variant in our state. Last week, the daily cases, active cases, and hospitalizations increased each and every day heading into the weekend. The governor went on CNN Sunday where he said we are now in a race to beat this variant.
We'll wait and see. I don't think so. I think our vaccination rate is sufficient that we can avoid the surge in hospitalizations that puts us in jeopardy, but that remains to be seen, and we are in a race, and if we stopped right here and we didn't get a greater percent of our population vaccinated, then we're going to have trouble in the next school year and over the winter. So we want to get ahead of that curve.
Hospitalizations in Arkansas are up nearly 54% in just the last 2 weeks. That's due in large part to that Delta variant. And now the recent surge is starting to affect some businesses who thought the pandemic might be in the rear view. After ending their mask requirement just a week ago, Stobys restaurant in Conway was forced to close for the holiday weekend. This was after an employee tested positive for the virus. As soon as the owner found out, he says he immediately closed the restaurant and started contact tracing.
We have cameras in the building, and so we were able to do a pretty close examination of who might have been exposed to this person.
Stobys employees will now be required to wear masks once again, and David says he has enough employees to open for a day shift today and tomorrow. If all employees' tests do come back negative, though, he will begin normal business hours again on Wednesday. President Biden says the nation has gained the upper hand against COVID-19, but the battle is not over yet. The president spoke last night as he hosted a fireworks party for first responders and the military on the South Lawn. Skylar Henry reports from the White House.
At his largest gathering since taking office, President Biden hailed the progress the nation has made in the fight against COVID.
Today, we are closer than ever to declaring our independence from a deadly virus.
But there was also a note of caution.
That's not to say the battle against COVID-19 is over.
Happy 4th of July.
The White House hosted about 1,000 people last night on the South Lawn. All of them were tested for COVID beforehand, but the Delta variant is a growing problem.
We're certainly seeing the Delta variant rise in our state, which is concerning.
The president had set a goal of having 70% of adult Americans at least partially vaccinated by July 4th. But efforts to ensure that fell a little short. As of this weekend, about 67% have had at least one shot.
We still have hundreds of Americans dying every week of this disease. 99+% of them are people who are unvaccinated. That's where this virus really is circulating among unvaccinated Americans.
The White House faced questions about the optics of hosting a large event while the fight against the virus continues. But a health expert who spoke to CBS News didn't see a problem.
If all the adults were vaccinated, I think it's a pretty safe thing. What I worry about is when you have large groups of unvaccinated people getting together. That's what's risky.
The White House has launched surge teams to parts of the country with higher rates of vaccine hesitancy. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
The president has no public events scheduled today in observance of Independence Day. Tomorrow, the 17-year-old who was shot and killed by a Lonoke County deputy will be laid to rest. Hunter Brittain's funeral will be at the Beebe High School auditorium. He was killed by former deputy Michael Davis. Davis was fired last week after it was discovered that he didn't turn on his body camera during the incident. The case is being investigated by Arkansas State Police. In Little Rock, police have identified the victim of a homicide over the weekend. Authorities say Keon Dukes was killed in a shooting near Interstate 30 around 2 a.m. Saturday. No information has been released for the suspect. If you know anything, call police immediately. What was left of the Champlain Towers South Condo building in Surfside, Florida has now been demolished, clearing the way for the search and rescue efforts to resume. At least 24 people are confirmed dead, 121 are still missing. Manuel Bajorquez reports from Surfside.
At 10:30 p.m., a loud boom rattled through the neighborhood, and in mere seconds, the remains of the Surfside high-rise crashed to the ground. Crews prepared for the demolition in just 2 days. Officials had stressed concerns the structure was at risk of falling and could be further damaged by Tropical Storm Elsa. They say teams will now be able to search for victims in parts of the rubble that were previously off limits.
We will have our first responders back on the pile to immediately resume their work.
In an emergency hearing less than an hour before the demolition, a judge denied a homeowner's request to re-enter the building to search for her cat. Officials say they used drones and thermal imaging to find life with little success, but they acknowledge tearing down the high-rise represents another loss for residents.
We have families that have their life's possessions in those units. We had families that had their life possessions in the units that were destroyed. So this is really just a continuation of the tragedy.
Destroying the building will also affect the investigation into what caused the initial collapse, says Alan Kilzheimer, the forensic engineering expert hired by Surfside.
It'll complicate it some because we will have to do it from new debris rather than from what's standing in the air.
He says the remnants of the building will be removed so they can be examined and tested, clearing the way for more work at the site.
Once the area is clear, we're going to be wanting to take samples of the soil below, and we want to dig pits down to look at the foundations.
One survivor we spoke with who lived in this section that was just demolished said they were urged not to watch the demolition, not only because they would see their belongings destroyed, but because it could trigger trauma from the night of the disaster. Manuel Bojorquez, CBS News, Surfside, Florida.
15 counties in Florida, including where those rescue crews are working, are now under a state of emergency ahead of the arrival of what is now Tropical Storm Elsa. It could reach the Keys later today. The tropical storm system has already killed 2 people in the Caribbean and forced 180,000 people to evacuate. Here's a look at Elsa as the storm system moved across Jamaica yesterday and slowly moves toward Cuba. The storm has already battered the Dominican Republic, where at least 2 people have died. The FBI is investigating what may become one of the world's largest ransomware attacks. Russia-based hackers with a cyber criminal group called REvil hit IT software company Kaseya Friday and infected some of its customers that rely on the network management system. In a statement, Kaseya said customer teams continue to work around the clock to resolve the issue and restore our customers to service. REvil is the same group that targeted the computer systems of the giant meatpacking company JBS during the Memorial Day weekend. JBS paid the $11 million ransom in Bitcoin. Pope Francis is said to be doing well after surgery yesterday to remove half of his colon. CBS's Chris Livesay is outside the hospital in Rome, where the 84-year-old Pope is recovering.
Well, the Vatican says Pope Francis is breathing on his own after having part of his colon removed due to diverticulitis. That's a common inflammation among the elderly. Now, he's staying right behind me on the top floor of the Gemelli Hospital, the same suite of rooms where Pope John Paul II stayed during his pontificate. Francis's operation came just hours after he delivered his regular Sunday Angelus from his window overlooking St. Peter's Square, where he made no mention of the procedure. Rather, he announced he would be traveling to Hungary and Slovakia in September, and he's had a busy week. He met with the U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken on Monday, the Iraqi Prime Minister on Friday, and even held an all-day prayer service for Lebanon on Thursday. This is the first time the 84-year-old pontiff has been hospitalized since he was elected Pope in 2013. The Vatican says it should take about 7 days for him to recover. Chris Livesay, CBS News, Rome.
The Pope had part of one lung removed as a young man and also suffers from sciatica, which does sometimes cause him to walk with difficulty. Well, this afternoon, we have a recall to tell you about for something many of you may have in the fridge right now. Tyson Foods recalling almost 8.5 million pounds of its ready-to-eat chicken. The USDA Food Safety and Inspection Service said the poultry may be contaminated with listeria. The products recalled are the frozen, full-cooked chicken products produced between December 26th of 2020 and April 13th of 2021. Tyson's ready-to-eat chicken was distributed nationwide to retailers, hospitals, nursing facilities, restaurants, and Department of Defense locations. 2 people have already been reported sick.